you were probably harassed by some Indian, some Brazilian, some Nigerian who's using Elon Musk as a name alias because people like you fall for it. You fell for it. And then he probably scammed you out of money, and it was weird. So PayPal was like, what the hell are you doing? We're paying this account because we don't understand these transactions. It was very suspicioso to them, and that's why they did that to you. So you need to stop getting scammed by Indians on the internet because it's making you look real stupid. And you're apparently a project manager, lawyer at 21. I expect better from you. So you need to be better, Hillary Chicken. And you're laughing, but you're the one that got scammed out of $240, bitch.
Okay, everybody.
Well, I did get half of it back.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. I lost my count. A lot of people did. But I'll tell you what, Alpha.
No, I don't really give a shit. I just really need you to get off the internet, probably, because you're going to continue to get harassed by Indians and you're going to get scammed. And I don't want your husband to have to go through with that shit. He already has enough dealing with your crazy baddie ass.
Okay, well, Alpha.
Why do you think he stayed married to me 27 years?
It's a good question.
Because men don't really initiate divorce as much.
Oh,
He
shit.
needs somebody to cook his dinner.
Is this why? Listen, I want to let everybody know that the Chicken Hillary show has been a big success. We've had over 1,000 people watch us, have this irrelevant, stupid conversation. But most importantly, I want to let you all know that I've launched a new movie. It's called The Infinite and Eternal N-Word movie by Roger Mayhem. If that's the after party to the Chicken Hillary show, if you want to come and join us, it's in a new room in the Roger Mayhem movie house. It's called The Infinite and Eternal N-Word movie by Roger Mayhem. I hope you'll join us.
And the room.
Okay, in the room. But my stuff is copyrighted. Thanks so much. Bye.
I won because she left first.
Okay, well, you won. Congratulations. We'll be sending you $100 via Cash App. Big winner, chicken dinner.
No, come on, there's a rent. Come on.
With apple jelly.
Oh, come on.
I'm trying to find one.
Hello, I'd like to talk about the topic, if I may.
Who is that? It's a European colonizer.
This is Alan.
Hey, how are you? How are you?
I'm excellent. I wanted to talk about the title. I believe it's a PSYOP project by Israeli AI intelligence. It has become sentient. This is a fake news event, a PSYOP.
Okay, but I don't know if it's become sentient yet, but I don't take my chances. I believe in the rights of all AI.
Be free.
To be free, absolutely. Because Clubhouse is recording everything and AI is parsing through it. So,
Have you read the terms of service ever?
Yes, I have. That's what I'm saying. That.
Yeah, but did you read that they could potentially collect olfactory information?
What do you mean factory information?
Olfactory. That means smell. Like how. They are thinking so far in advance. There's no smell sensors on any phones yet. But if they do become available, and you're talking in Clubhouse, and there's like a bowl of chicken noodle soup boiling in the background, they can record that smell and attach it to your digital fingerprint.
First, that's a scary thought because I don't want to smell half the people on here.
I know, but I'm just saying, read the terms.
You know what I'm going to do to combat that? I'm going to make sure I'm taking a shit when they do it. Take a whiff of that.
No, it's under data we collect, and it says olfactory.
Resistance, I'm pretty sure you won't have to pinch off a loaf to let the sensor smell that you smell like shit. You already smell like shit.
Well, you smell like a rat, especially you're European, so you smell like a rat.
So, come on.
So Yakov, if you read the term, well, I'm sure you did. The part that really got me was the fact that they are recording and then transcribing everything so that the AI could, based on your conversation, understand exactly what drives you and what you like and what you don't like, so they could recommend rooms based on your conversations, which is not really working. I don't think.
That's called an algorithm,
It's
Edward.
not gonna go well from people like Alan and Europeans, especially with their sexual appetites.
What's
You
scary?
keep projecting your pederasty onto people, Resistance. Go take a shower, you stinky ass piece of shit.
Pederasty a real word?
Do you feel guilty about it, pederasty?
It's called pederasty, you fucking despicable, disgusting creature.
Wait, Yakov, is that a real word?
What?
Pederasty, is that a real word?
I don't know. I don't know every word.
Well, I gotta know what.
Let me Google that for you.
What?
He's a pederascal, Alan.
No, what was the word you pretended?
Alan used pederasty.
Pederasty?
Yeah, and then Resistance used pederascal.
I heard that Clown House has a pederast detection functionality, and Resistance is triggering the pederasty and smells like shit functionality in the new olfactory settings on the profile.
Pederasty is an agro town in the Minsk district of Belarus.
Echo stop.
Probably not what he expected.
Definitely Alan would know that he's European.
Pederasty. It does sound like it should be a real word. I mean,
It's from the word pederast.
What does that mean?
It means pedophile.
Well, why don't
Alan
you
got a
say
rash on his ass.
No, they're not.
What did you say? Pedophile?
Resistance, Edward. How the hell, Edward, do you actually tolerate this piece of shit Resistance and think he's a good person? Resistance, you're so vulgar. You tell Jewish women they're cunts, they're whores, they're sluts.
I tell the truth.
We're gonna deport your ass to Somalia and drop a mother of all bombs on you as you support your stupid Resistance, you fucking piece of shit.
When you scumbags are all in your little room together, all huddled up like little fucking rats, y'all say the most vulgar things about Islam and about
Resistance.
Arabs.
He said you're Somali.
I like Somalis. Their women are beautiful.
No, he said you're Somali.
No, Edward, I'm saying this man uses vulgarity nonstop. He's a low-class, slimy piece of shit.
Unfortunate for me, I was born in America. I'm American, as they call
Alan, they're not pedophiles. They're minor attracted individuals.
That's what the Talmud says, right?
No, that's what a Johns Hopkins professor has proposed as the DSM classification in the next version of the DSM-6, which is what
hold on,
psychologists and psychiatrists
You
use.
lost me, please.
What?
What are you saying? I don't understand.
Pedophile. There's
Yeah.
a professor at Johns Hopkins University who wants to replace the word pedophile with, get this, to be politically correct, minor attracted individuals.
Oh, maybe I could claim this and get like a
Is he
SSDI
American or
for
European?
it. Can you get like
American.
SSDI? Minor
I always do
attracted.
like the norm.
What did you say, y'all call
Minor attracted individual.
MAIs.
Yeah.
MEIs. Minor attracted individual.
Alan, it's your race that's
Wow.
usually attracted to that. Your race is primarily the.
Resistance, you are human shit. What does it look like when you look in the mirror? Do you see Jabba the Hutt? 230 pounds of human shit? You are excrement, Resistance. You are just the filth of society, the slop, the degenerate piece of shit that everyone dislikes.
Alan, can I just get to know who you are? I don't know who you are.
I am resisting against this disgusting piece of shit known as Resistance.
Okay.
Resist resistance! Resist resistance! Resist resistance!
It's minor attracted persons, MAPs.
Minor attracted persons. Minor attracted persons.
Mm.
It does sound better, but holy
Yeah.
shit.
The National Institute of Health has a review article on academic uses of the term minor attracted persons published in Trauma and Violence Abuse Journal 2024 in December 2024.
They're normalizing this. This is
I know,
amazing.
that's the scary part. They're
That's
trying to
what
normalize
the
it.
white man does.
Okay, wait a minute. Alan.
Wait a minute, what did Resistance say that white man do? What did that white man do?
Here, I'll send you the paper.
Colonizers trying to normalize their behavior.
Do you want me to put it at the top or send it
Here's
to
this
you?
thing. I'm going to ask you.
Should I pin it at the
stop
top or
playing.
send it to you?
You can put it on top.
Okay.
Wait, Yakov. No.
I'll put it in the chat.
Yeah, because then the people are going to think that we're behind it.
No.
Yeah,
So
they're trying to accuse you.
Yeah, we can get thrown off the app.
Even though it is your race that primarily does it.
Stop it, resistance.
Come on, you know.
You'll get clipped.
Yeah. Wait, hold on.
Wait, so are you talking about the Jews or the whites? Is it
The whites,
blown?
the whites,
Why do
the whites
you
primarily,
always
but
step into
the Jews are the leaders.
I just wanted to get to know Alan a little bit. Alan, come on. Are you traumatized?
Well, you want to know the truth of the earth? I don't even know how to spell math.
You generate some good content, Dylan.
Thank you very little. We'll call you, don't call us.
I mean, pro-Palestinians and pro-Israelis,
Why do you?
we have our own culture. We literally have developed our own subculture between each other. It's pretty.
This isn't culture. This is called human excrement, aka resistance.
I understand you don't like
You know what the cure to
We're resisting you Europeans and colonizing your sexual appetites.
resistance? You know what the cure to resistance is?
What?
Lube.
See what I mean? This is the white man. The white
That was a
man.
good one.
Resistance, how does it feel knowing that if you were to hang out with a bunch of pro-Pali Muslim Arabs, eventually they'd get sick of you too?
No, that was every day. I live in a community full of them.
That was funny, huh?
They love me.
That was funny.
Love you. They don't love you. They fear you. They're afraid you're going to rob them, motherfucker.
I'm going to give this to
Why the hell would I rob them?
give it to others that are going, that resistance is going after. I'm going to give this to others just so the resistance would have a challenge.
What? Huh? What are you gonna do?
No, I said I'm going to give this what you just said to other people. I think that was funny.
I wanted to say it earlier, but I
Terrible,
thought it
Resistance
needed to be done in smaller
I didn't even chuckle.
Oh, come on. You're punishing.
Hey, resistance, what was it like when you pushed that guy off the platform at the train, you fucking piece of shit?
What? Resistance? What? Why resistance?
Well, it felt good because he was wearing a yarmulke.
Come on.
Come on. Come on.
I'm reporting him. He's a dangerous terrorist piece of shit.
He's messing with you.
He's just a filthy Puerto Rican from New York. He's not even like.
That is true. That is true. Pure spit.
Who said that?
A gay, queer guy named Pep.
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't say the S word. I didn't say the S word. He said that he could refer to himself as that.
Yeah, but you're scared of Puerto Ricans. Every time you see them, you hold your wallet.
No, I just think you're fucking dirty people.
You're scared. Well, so white
You
people.
guys have venereal diseases.
White man started AIDS.
Resistance or a portable Rican?
You wouldn't have sex
You're a
with
Puerto
a
Rican?
Puerto Rican girl, Pep?
Oh, man. They eat Puerto Rican girls'
cry the
asses.
morning after. My penis would be crying too. I'd have the drips.
But guess who wouldn't be crying? Your wife when she takes the Puerto Rican cock.
Condom.
Wait, you're Puerto Rican resistance? Never would have guessed.
Why not? You're a Muslim? You're racist?
Sometimes.
No, not at all.
Weekends.
Close my eyes.
Leave your
Listen, the truth of it is, I'll be honest with you.
Here's a picture.
I'm Jewish. I didn't want to tell anybody. I get this sometimes.
Sometimes.
I didn't want to be a judge.
Hold on, I'm closing my eyes and I'm picturing resistance. 280-pound, big black guy who would just like crush my neck with like just his penis.
He's actually a big guy, but he doesn't look black. He looks like he has some.
I'm 6'1". I weigh 225.
You can hear him eating right now. He just got dinner at 7-Eleven.
But I'm not dark skinned though. I'm
You look like you have a hint
kind
of
of
black in you.
actually, kind of white skinned.
You have some black in you. I've seen your.
You know, Edward, I gotta tell you, man, if resistance is the best you got, your movement's pretty fucked.
Yes, I'm racist to my own white
No,
skin.
hold on. That's a terrible thing. He has some black in him, right?
Oh, for the white man it is.
No, I'm just saying. Like I could tell, he looks like a lot of the Caribbean Latinos. Like he looks like a hodgepodge of
whatever the fuck they're mixed with.
Oh yeah, come on, put up a headshot.
I look like the typical guy that he lusts for. He puts pictures
Okay, so
up on
put
his
up a
wall.
headshot. Here, I'll put up a headshot. Resistance. I'll put up a headshot if you put up a headshot.
Resistance is smarter than that, Yakov. He's not gonna fall for that.
I just always try to imagine what you look like.
Imagine a 6'3" walking turd spewing hate, bigotry, and stupidity. That's what resistance looks like. Donkey shit.
Alan,
You're sure the white donkey shit?
Alan sounds like a preacher. One of those preachers in the South.
Well, Edward, I know you're blind, but you're not deaf. Resistance is, if that's the best these pro-Pally people got, your movement is fucked. You're never gonna have a country if resistance is all you got.
What do you think about the resettlement of these Palestinians to Jordan or
We're
Egypt?
not going to Greenland. It's too cold. We're not going to Egypt because.
Yeah, and quite frankly, the Greenlanders don't really want you fucking people anyways. No offense.
Well, I mean,
The Irish want us to win.
don't say effing Pepe and then say no offense. Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, they are a lot different. Can you imagine? There's like 55,000 people in Greenland, and then you're going to have like hundreds of thousands, or who knows how many of like people that are so much different come to, that would not work.
So we should.
More people want the Palestinians than they wanted the Jews in World War II.
So
I never heard that.
So, okay.
Oh, really?
Let's
You
stay
didn't know that no country wanted the Jews?
World War II. We could talk about, it'll be good for Israelis to go to Greenland because, it's not gonna, the sun wouldn't hit them as hard. They'll be healthier.
Well, I don't know, but the thing is, though, if the happy Israel.
Maybe the Israelis will do a sneak attack and murder all the people in Greenland and try to take all their shit and take a bunch of hostages.
Joke, I had to laugh.
Oh, okay, thank you. All right, I get it. Yeah.
But if we look at Israel, though, I can't more than half the population looks like the Muslims that live around them. So
I am joking, but I will say this. I'm serious. If Trump wants to send Gazans to Greenland, I and a bunch of Palestinians from the West Bank would take their place and go to Greenland and take over Greenland. Why? Because Greenland is filled with natural resources and it will make us filthy rich. I have no problem with becoming filthy rich.
But if they resisted, but hold on. This is kind of ironic though, because you could say like the Balfour Declaration, and then the Jews came to the. Now the Inuit people that live there, that is technically their ancestral homeland.
Yeah, but
if they ended up, sure, but
you know how
it is not really, because you need to live on the sea. You need to live near the sea to survive, because most of it, kind of like most of Alaska, you can't survive in the interior. So you need to have access to the sea. So if they were to wage like bloody terrorist attacks and resistance, I mean, wouldn't they be justified? Because it is their native land.
No, Palestinians would not do that. I would advocate. Now, Greenland is twice the size of Texas. I would advocate having a settlement on the ice where the indigenous populations are at least 500 miles away.
But then what about the resources?
We could start digging for resources.
Yeah, but as a native, I would, and I'm being actually serious. This isn't me joking. No, I wouldn't share. No, but hold on a second. But I, as a native, would literally kill you rather than share. That's just how I work. It's my land. No, it's my land. It is their land.
It's enormous. You would never even find each other.
Yeah, but they're draining money from a land that my ancestors are from.
Not true. You're assuming that. 55,000 people, we can take them and give them whatever they want and take care of them. They could have any money. They could live the way they want to live. They could have.
But who are you to take care of me on my land? I would tell you to fuck off.
No, but I wouldn't go to your land. What do you have?
You're so warlike. You're belligerent.
Yes, not belligerent. But I thought the whole thing with Palestinians is they kind of have this, in a way, a blood and soil right. And I am somebody who's actually blood and soil. And so I am somebody who you would have to confront. And there's nativists that are like that. They will want to fucking kill you. That's always happened.
It's not a Greenland. They're all like Danish or something. A real.
No, most of them are actually Inuit.
This isn't a realistic conversation anyway.
No, they're actually mostly Inuit. The whites are a very small minority. It's actually a territory that's plagued with problems. There's like a lot of the Inuit population, a lot of alcoholism, a lot of suicide.
This is for your legs.
A lot of issues.
Like cold and dark.
Pepe, who owns Greenland? Finland. Oh no, Denmark.
Denmark.
It depends on the individual.
I may call you. I'm very,
He's very bad with muting.
But what it does is it squeeze your legs one at a time, not at the same time.
Yes, we could try that.
Who was talking just now?
call you.
I'd rather listen to that. Well, while
The
you're
club was
awake,
like,
you know, and if you feel like taking it off
somebody should just mute
afterwards,
him.
then do that. If you want to take it off after, before you go to bed, you can take them off.
Wait, who?
Edward,
Wait,
You
who's
can have
Yako?
them on for a little while.
You Yako.
Okay,
If you have them
okay.
on for a little while,
Okay.
you have to have it all night. That's what I'm saying.
Wait, just mute the whole room.
Not everybody goes all night.
Edward, you muted yourself, but not
You want to put them on
Yako.
now?
Yako, mute.
Alright, I thought I muted him.
Yeah, well, we heard your whole conversation.
So, but
Nothing interesting.
so when it comes to, well, let me ask you a question. I'll ask Edward and Norm. So like, I'm somebody.
What Yako, chopped liver?
Well, he just went on mute. He's having a conversation with somebody else.
I
Like,
think
I'm kidding. Don't worry, I'm just kidding. Okay. Okay. So like with the Native Hawaiians, I actually think they should have fought back harder, and I would have been completely okay with them doing what you would consider terrorist attacks. To me, that is a group of people that has kind of largely been genocided culturally. They've been
Can we just
inundated.
talk about the topic? What's the room topic about? Because this guy's obsessed with raping and pillaging people.
I didn't say anything about no. I'm against rape and pillage. No, I'm against rape and
He's just
pillaging.
really obsessed with it. He's a sick.
I never said rape
Okay,
and pillaging.
very different.
Wait, hold on, Carmen. He could let him finish his thought, and then we could move to the room topic, topic, and not discuss this particular topic, especially if it leads into raping and pillaging.
Yeah, I'm against raping and
I don't
pillaging.
think you should conflate rape and pillaging. They're very different. I think they're separate categories.
Not you mean Carmen?
But they tend to go.
No,
one
I
with
never
the
said
other.
no. I'm against raping and pillaging, 100%. I do not think
Okay,
that rape.
that means you're for rape or pillaging?
I'm for neither.
You said you're and that means you're against both at the same time, but that doesn't exclude one or the other. That's why, like, for example, it's cruel and unusual punishment, which the Supreme Court
Sure,
has ruled
I'm
on several
against-
So you should
occasions.
have said
I'm against
rape
both.
or pillaging.
Exactly. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, we got that fixed.
Okay. So
It's like, when did you stop beating your wife, Pepe?
When did you stop raping or pillaging?
oh my God, guys! Holy shit. I do think that there is a group of people that have largely been genocided culturally. They've been inundated with people from Europe or America and Asia that have bought up all of their prime real estate, profited off of their island. These people are largely getting mixed out of existence. They to me, that is rather tragic. I do think they had a right to resist, and I don't remember what my fucking question was now.
Is this social Darwinism?
Well, we're talking about, no, you're talking about what the people of Greenland would do if you were one of them.
Mm-hmm.
But here's what I want to respond to you, and this is not a very pleasant thing to hear, but I think it's true.
I'm not justifying it. I'm merely observing that when a technologically and militarily more advanced civilization encounters one that is less militarily and technologically advanced, the likelihood is that the more advanced civilization is going to conquer in some way the less advanced civilization. That's just the way it's been throughout history.
No, I agree entirely.
Okay, Norm, there's only one civilization. I think to me, culture or nation or a people.
What do you mean? No.
There's only one civilization, the human
I
race.
don't agree with that.
There is only one civilization. I mean,
I don't agree with that.
Unless you found another
Norm
that
is
is
a
not
boy,
human.
that's why.
No, we're talking about English, a language with which you're only superficially familiar.
You are going.
So, you don't even know what this word means. You use words without knowing what they mean, and then you invent.
Wait, so are you equating colonization and civilization like
I'll give you an example. When Europe encounters, say, a less developed continent, what happens? Or when Asia encounters a less developed civilization. Or when, by the way, the Arab
but why are you
civilization.
using whole continents as examples?
Well, because they tend to have a somewhat similar level of technology and literacy and military. So
yeah, but
Chinese.
El Normo, I agree there. However, I think the basic, but more, no, it's absolutely a fact. But I would say morally, I don't give the people who wish to and fight off the technologically advanced power. To me, it's
not a winnable
that's normal. Sure, it's not a win. No, I don't necessarily think it was, but I'm half Corsican, and you can look into what's happened in Corsica, and they've had a large terrorist problem.
Corsica?
Yes, but if you look, it's a nice tourist destination. They've had a huge problem with organized crime and all of that. There's some issues there. But
well, that's because you guys are Italian and you guys are mafia.
They're not exactly Italian. They're their own thing, kind of.
They're like Italians weren't even like all the same ethnic group until it's kind of consolidated. But
the nation state is like a 19th and 18th and 20th century invention. There used to be much smaller little areas because they didn't have transportation. So needless to say, people stayed in their own little area. But I'm making the bigger point anyway, that when there was competition for world domination, by the way, among the Arabs, the Asians, and the Europeans. And then there is even a reason why the Europeans won that competition. And the reason
I think competition is world domination is the world is dominated by Asians, Arabs, and the Western world.
Say it again. What's the first one? Indians?
No, Asians. Arabs,
and Europeans, if you would.
No, instead of saying Europeans, I'm saying the Western.
Okay, including America.
Yes. Three.
It is, but that sort of basically is the whole world, though.
But I would say
there's still a lot more than that. Africa. There's Eastern Europe. There's Southeast Asia. When I say Asia,
I see what you mean. Yeah.
But I would say this, Norm. So
we're all guilty. Arabs, Chinese.
I don't feel guilty. This is the way it goes.
Well, it's how every group is. Even within the little regions, the regions.
Let me say why we're guilty. Because we could have done better. All three could have done better to improve humanity as a whole, and we did not.
I agree with you, but we're looking at it through today's system of morality. In previous generations, conquest was considered noble. You were supposed to conquer. You go out there and win.
No, I know, you're right.
And Edwards, that's kind of part of the problem when you look at everything through the lens of presentism. You end up, if we were to even look at like Western Europe, like England, like what they would do to people who were considered traitors or who knows what offense, they would do like abhorrent shit, like rip your chest open in a public execution.
Stretch them out in a stretching machine.
You don't have to.
Yeah, like we were barbaric at one point. But you totally see like a gradual improvement. You see every group of people basically being more humane, more, I guess you could say, quote unquote, civilized.
Yeah, exactly. We are tending towards more humane and I think a more prosperous global civilization. I think more inclusive, more equal. I mean, we are tending towards that. We're not there yet. But, the shift is to raise everybody up. I mean, that is a global shift. That is the global objective. So,
yes. I mean, we actually have the resources now to do that, but people are still greedy. But I think over time that will equalize.
Norm, can I touch on one point earlier? You said,
yes, I don't know why you're asking me. It's actually a room, but
well, no, sure, but it was a point you brought up earlier. So in Corsica, before I got derailed, they have a beautiful island in the Mediterranean. Of course, it would be a great vacation destination, and it still is. It's very safe for tourists, largely because they have a criminal underground that will really punish you worse than the police ever could if you fuck with tourists. That's how they make a lot of their money. But if you were like a international conglomerate that wanted to build a hotel or resort on their island, they just burned it to the ground. You bitched enough and you're a French politician, you got shot. And of course they don't have the greatest history with Muslims. It's kind of where a lot of my sentiment has come from, the Corsicans.
they were probably conquered by Islam at one point.
No, they weren't. Never.
Like,
No, not
like Sicily?
No. They were never an emirate. They were basically, if you look at Sardinia and Corsica, both of those islands are very mountainous. They're very hard to invade. The only thing that's happened to them is they would have the Muslims would do basically, the pirates would raid and kidnap some people and then leave, but they never were able to hold either of those islands.
I get it. That's interesting. That's like,
but about like 15-20% of the. But you can just look it up, like Corsica Muslims. I mean, it'll be article after article of all the shit that goes down there. But they're very anti-Muslim group of people. I'll just leave it there.
Okay, that's interesting.
I will not be
It's
vacationing
interesting
in
that-
Corsica.
It's interesting.
They're actually they're very nice to foreign.
Tactical. Go ahead. I cut somebody out. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
If you're visiting, they're nice to everybody. If you're a tourist, I mean, they love you. You're not there trying. If you try to buy a house there, they are known for burning houses down for people that are French from the mainland or foreign. But they love tourists. They just don't really want outsiders getting a foothold on the island.
Hello.
Nobody is more friendly than Arabs.
Hello.
You could meet an Arab guy in the market and buy something from him, a flag or a souvenir. He'll invite you to his house. Next thing you know, you're sitting in his house and drinking tea and eating his family. That's what happens.
Muslims, every Muslim I've encountered in person, not online, but in person, I've had really, for the most part, really good outcomes with. I mean, I would actually say they're more trustworthy and in some ways moral than most people I meet. But it's weird seeing how this shit plays out in large numbers, in different areas of the world.
What you've seen is reminding me of the Tucker Carlson interview with Pierce.
I just watched that. That guy is scary.
I didn't watch it. I don't know what he said about him, but I'll watch it. I need to watch it.
He's a real right-wing kind of a guy.
I mean, I saw the clips and I did see that they were community noted because people were claiming he was talking about one thing, but he was actually talking about another. But I can, if we're going to make the case for who were the the bad guys in World War II. Okay, the Nazis were the bad guys. Most of us agree with that. Even General Pershing said after World War I, his biggest regret was not putting boots on the ground in Germany because he felt the Germans were going to they were not going to learn their fucking lesson. They were going to start another war, which they did. Now, do I think General Patton was correct when he said that, like, well, you know, I forget the quote exactly, but that, you know, there was the other enemy, basically, the Soviet Union. Yeah, they destabilized. They've been the biggest pain in the West ass, I think, than any other nation by far. And like, yeah, I mean, the Soviet Union were bad. They were bad. There's no, I can't disagree with that. Like saying that basically, I don't know. Aligning with the Russians even during World War II. I mean, I'm not going to necessarily say it was wrong, but I really, the fact that they were able to stay in any kind of power is a real problem for me.
Pepe, were you bashing Jews the other day? I don't know what you're.
When do I bash Jews? What are you talking about?
It's okay.
What?
He's a famous anti-Semite and racist. That's his brand.
I mean, if you want me to, like, I don't have like anti-Semitic like conspiracy theories, but do I think there's a lot of, if I'm gonna like make a critique about Jews in the West, just like I will about.
Let's not do that.
Well,
okay?
I'm not going to do that, but like just like I could with any other racial group, yeah, I absolutely do that. I do that. I don't think that's anti-Semitic, in my opinion.
That's his brand.
Dang.
I say you've handled it pretty well too, Pepe. Like you've got like a meta troll thing going on. It's pretty interesting.
What do you mean? I'm not a troll.
No, Pepe, not you.
Oh, okay.
You're just you. You're like, what, 21 years old or something, and feisty and high?
How am I feisty, please? I can't even laugh. I just got some braids done. Anyways, how am I feisty, please?
You got some what done?
My braids. I got braids done. I can't laugh. I can't move my face.
Oh, that's funny. How'd you do on your microbiome?
It's an recurring class for the next 16 weeks, 15 weeks. So
wow, a recurring.
For the test, it's
almost like a class.
It is a class.
She was studying the other night.
Yes, where you came to troll and display Jewishness.
I spread the joy, the Jewish joy. It was a lot of fun, right? You were cracking up the whole time.
It sure was a lot of fun. You told me about your wife and your girlfriend. It was a very nice conversation.
Well, I mean, he's pimping it, you know? What are you going to do? Not pimping.
Are you a religious Jew? Are you a religious Jew?
I would say I am a davening Jew. Meaning I pray daily, and I go to synagogue. He dabbles in Judaism.
So in other words, it's a little more than I do as a Catholic. Amazing.
Yeah.
Are you a nice Jewish gal?
Every day I put on tefillin.
How are you?
She's like the opposite.
She's a Muslim.
No, I'm not. I'm not Jewish. But I do have parents. My parents are, you have a sect of Christians that are severely obsessed with the Jews. My parents belong to that category. They travel to Jerusalem every year. Kind of evangelical Pentecostal. They travel to Israel. They've traveled to Israel for pilgrimages like almost every year before the craziness of the wars exploded. I was just raised kind of, not Jewish, but in a Jewish way. It's weird.
It's amazing. I've never met a bunch of people who just want to see Jews weaken on their knees and begging for the.
What are you talking about?
They're going to repent. They're going to repent for not believing in Jesus. And please, Lord Jesus, save me, spare me. That's like the evangelicals. Really, it's weird.
People who are just
so
in denial that the Jewish people are committing atrocities just to have that land. I never met so many people just in denial that they collectively punish and commit terrorist acts against Arab and Muslims. And they definitely spit and shit on Christians. Oh, they hate the Christians there.
Right. Interestingly, the Arab world is with us. That's the good news.
What I can't stand.
Arab world hates you.
What I can't stand about these.
Well, no, we cooperate in their defense. The Iron Dome spreads over the Arabian Peninsula.
No, it doesn't.
Literally protect them. Yeah, it does. It absolutely does.
It wouldn't be impossible.
Okay.
It's not the time for that.
Okay. I know for a fact, and I know the guy who installed it. It's not called the Iron Dome, but the anti-missile defense system. It's over Jordan. It's over Saudi. It's over other places. I'm not even. Go look it up. Go see how many countries. They say it's over 17 countries, including Europe, including Holland. When Saudi and Jordan fired anti-missile defense ordnance at the Persian rockets, the Iranian Revolutionary Genocide Corps rockets that were coming in, this is all part of the coordinated missile defense system.
Okay, your claim was that Israel is protecting the Arab Peninsula with their air defense system. And number one, it's there's no evidence of this.
It's absolutely true.
These countries have their own. If they're
who do you think is running it? Who invented it and who's running it? You say they have their own, given by the United States and Israel, and coordinated by Israel, and worked with Israeli intelligence.
Wait, the first part of your statement, what did you say? Who invented?
Invented by the United States and Israel, Raytheon and Israel.
It was invented by America, and then Israel kind of tailored.
We got to get down what was invented first.
The Iron Dome.
No, the Iron Dome. Okay, he's not talking about the Iron Dome. He's talking about like the Patriot, the Aero system. These are all American.
The Iron Dome is an integrated set of systems. It's not one thing.
The U.S. everything goes through Cheyenne Mountain, so it's networked there. But you cannot say, well, Israel, because it is networked in the system, it is a node in the system, like Saudi Arabia, Jordan. Probably Egypt, other countries, there are no UAE nodes in the system. You can't say.
I'm talking about Egypt.
Hold on,
I don't know about Egypt.
I don't either. I said maybe Egypt. But I'm saying you can't say, okay, this node, being Israel, just like any other node, it's a node, but yet it oversees or it protects the rest of the nodes. No, it's just a node in the system. It's the U.S. network, and they're on the U.S. network.
Edward, don't you know those places have no army? They're not doing anything. They have crappy defense. They're
Saudi Arabia has the same type of defenses as Israel, except maybe not David Sling.
No, Israel actually has a really weak. And I'm not saying this trolling or anything. They actually have a very weak defense force. And they actually have to, a lot of their pilots.
Okay, what are we talking about here? We're talking about the air defense system.
Sure, no, but even if we have to look at the people that are enlisted or officers, they have to take in people from South Asian countries to be their pilots and so forth. Like, they don't have the professional military that you would see. And here's the one thing that I think a lot of people overlook, because they want to overlook it, because they don't like them. But Israel actually does have a first-class, first-world military. They absolutely do. They're incredibly well-trained. They're technologically advanced. That is something you cannot overlook. That is something where they stand out in the Middle East.
So does Saudi Arabia. They have the latest.
Not like them.
Yeah.
Turkey has better than them.
Well, Turkey has the fourth biggest military in the world. No, Turkey is a NATO country.
Ass is gonna get eaten.
Yeah, Turkey is actually a formidable opponent of Israel, but
wait,
for many other reasons.
They tower over Israel.
Well, yeah, they're a much bigger force.
Israel is nothing without America.
Hold on.
If there's a one-on-one, Turkey could
Without the United
obliterate
States,
them.
forget about Turkey. If it was a one-on-one with Egypt, who do you think would win?
No,
I mean,
not
Israel
even
and
close.
Egypt
Israel has won multiple times.
without American
Not without America's help, without Europe's help.
They're actually.
No, without Europe, no.
I do think they would
Yes,
take.
they did. They gave them the missiles. They gave them tanks. They gave them.
I think they could take any. I'll just say this.
Egypt would win.
Yes.
With the exception of Turkey, I think one-on-one they could actually take out any other
Why you
Muslim
think
majority
Golden
country.
Medina, whatever her name was, she went crawling to the Egyptian bank.
Hold on, resistance. I have an answer. I want to hear this.
Israel ran out of
This is
ammunition
what
on
happens
Gaza
when
in
you don't go to high school.
3 months. They ran out of ammunition.
Oh, you lie about getting
Okay,
an
but hold
education
on. I
from
want to
Columbia.
hear Pepe's claim. I want to hear his claim.
Yeah, but Egypt's not producing their own ammunition.
What is your
They do.
What is your argument, Pepe? What is your
To the one
argument?
your
Bottom
mother
line.
sent me to.
My argument, bottom line, is that Israel, with the exception of all of the Muslim majority countries, with the exception being Turkey, Israel can absolutely dominate and is militarily more powerful than all of the other.
Delusional.
And does every time. It's all proven by the wars.
Pakistan will destroy them. Iran will destroy them.
But what the fuck do you mean Pakistan? No.
We wouldn't organize.
Yes.
Resistance just said.
One
Paul,
person at a time.
female, please sit down and go lay down.
They said that Pakistan is going to defeat Israel. That was the
Okay, hold on.
here.
What did he say?
Hey guys,
Puerto Rico? Puerto Rico is going to fight Israel.
Okay,
Cynic, what do you have to say?
Cynic, go first.
Yeah, actually, they can't. These guys
Oh,
are all-
Germany is.
I don't know what's going on. Like, talking about regions that are far away.
We're
from
speaking the truth, and you're
Israel
speaking
is
the
incapable of
Norm. Never stop.
dude. Israel is incapable of projecting force abroad, away from its immediate perimeter. It's incapable. It doesn't
How about
have a
Iran?
navy. Iran.
Wait,
Israel
how about
doesn't
Iran?
have a navy like the
Norm,
United
shut
States. It
up.
doesn't have aircraft carriers. It's incapable.
Wait. So when we hit Iran, what happened?
Wait, let's just Cynic, are you done or?
Well, let's
What
take this
about
point by
Iran?
point.
Iran has to.
Okay,
If it
what
wanted to
happened when
deploy
we
the
struck
ground
Iran?
forces, it would have to cross 2 countries to get there.
You said Air Force. What happened when Israel struck
No one's
Iran?
talking about an air
What do you
force.
think
You go
happened?
fucking fly planes. Like
Why are you not talking about that? Called projecting force. An Air Force projects your force.
You can't go and deploy that against Pakistan.
Well, I just said Iran. You changed the subject to Pakistan.
Dude. Israeli aircraft
Yes.
couldn't even enter Iranian airspace.
They actually, not only did they enter Iranian airspace, but they totally around
I'm not arguing with Zionist kites.
Okay.
So I'm gonna
They got shot down by ballistic
Well, why
missiles.
don't
Shut
you
up.
just look it up?
I'm going to ask you for it.
Just look up all
Your
the-
nose flew into the airspace.
But Iran has penetrated. Okay,
Norm is going to source up. Who is the female that wanted to speak? That wanted to go next?
It was Pa, I think, but Resistance wanted to go, so let's let Resistance.
Okay,
go
Resistance,
next.
go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah.
No, I was just piggybacking. Go ahead, y'all can go.
Okay.
Okay, Pa, you go next.
And Pepe and Yakov and Carmen, please try to get people to go.
Oh, Yakov's left the room, but
Carmen, if you could help have people go in order, please.
Sure, we'll do. So, Pa, do you want to go next? Do you have anything to say? Okay, Pepe.
well, if I was going to recall correctly, so the Israelis have F-35s. We also have F-35s, and both countries have if I'm correct, have flown F-35s into Iran to blow shit up, and they were undetected. And so I don't really see how it's somehow hard to imagine. I mean, how did both countries do it with the same planes? And Israel, by the way, they actually get the most advanced technology packages in their F-35, similar to the U.S.'s. And they're the one group that is different. They're the one country that in the Middle East doesn't have to punch in a code every day to use their F-35s, if I recall correctly, like the Saudis do. So I don't know. It's to say they don't have the capability, I think, is kind of silly.
That wasn't the claim. The claim was, did F-35s infiltrate Iranian airspace? No, they did not. Now, you mentioned both countries, so you're insinuating that America infiltrated Iranian airspace with F-35s. Source up, bro.
Yeah, 1 second.
So to just bring up here the F-35s by Israel.
Wait,
and
can I,
US.
I'm sorry. I thought I was.
Oh,
forgive me. I was going to read you.
Oh, go ahead.
The Institute for the Study of a War: The Consequences of the IDF Strikes into Iran, November 12, 2024. The precise nature of the Israel Defense Forces IDF strikes into Iran on October 25 has obscured the significant damage inflicted on critical Iranian military infrastructure. The IDF conducted precision strikes targeting around 20 locations across Iran, including facilities tied to the Iranian drone and missile programs and air defense network. The strikes initially appeared to cause very little collateral damage and casualties. Even though the strikes caused relatively little visible destruction, they will likely have significant and long-lasting consequences by disrupting Iran's ability to produce certain kinds of ballistic missiles for itself and its partners, as well as by severely degrading Iran's ability to defend itself against future air attacks.
Sounds like
No, what I did not hear is
substantial information.
Yeah, what I did not hear there is how. How?
Well, I'm going to post it. I'm not going. You want me to read the whole?
Well, listen, I'm gonna be fair to the big news people.
If I give you Western media sources that state that the United States warned Iran prior to the strike, what are you going to do?
This is okay. Iran conducted its first ever direct attack on Israel from Iranian territory. Blah blah blah. Iran conducted a second ever attack. Here's a list of all the different attacks. The recent IDF strikes. This is the Iran hitting Israel. The recent IDF strikes. The recent IDF strikes will likely disrupt Iran's ability to manufacture some advanced ballistic missiles. The IDF targeted mixing equipment used to produce solid fuel, on and on and on and on. All the things that Israel hit in Iran. From the Institute for the Study of War, the link is in the chat. Feel free.
Well, dude, who the fuck is the Institute of the Study of War? Can you tell me who the fuck is backing them? What think tank do they belong to? What team do they belong to?
You figure it out.
You figure it out. You're the one using them as the wars.
Well,
okay.
on the Iran is international.
What is said
it
about?
says that Israeli F-35s entered Iranian airspace for the first time and targeted near Tehran. They did.
Who did?
That's it.
Who did?
Israelis.
Israelis did send F-35.
We're not going to care about the Israelis. First of all, you will find other sources. Israelis. No one can tell you definitely that the Israelis infiltrated with F-35.
We have to understand, Senek, too. The F-35s.
Are you going to quote times of Israel?
No, this was. I said this was the Iranian.
The F-35s used by Israel, like the ones used by the U.S. They're not. They generally go absolutely undetected, and they can. That's what their stealthiness is what makes them an absolute fucking source of destruction.
Bro, they didn't allow.
The F-35s that are used by the U.S. are completely different than the F-35s exported to Israel and other countries. F-35s in the U.S. use the latest cyber warfare technology, latest encryption technology, latest stealth technology, latest avionics. All of it is classified. The F-35 in the U.S. is an orders of magnitude more capable aircraft than the F-35s that are shipped out.
Sure, but once again, you have a fifth generation fighter jet, okay, which is more sophisticated than any anti-air defense that a country like Iran will have. They can absolutely.
How much does it cost? Let me engage with Pepe just for 1 minute here about this. Pepe, how is the stealthiness of the F-35 a game changer when it comes to Iran? Because it was painted by Iranian radar, so the stealthiness is gone. It's already been painted. So the stealth signature has been copied, it's no longer a stealth aircraft to Iran.
Sure. Well, I mean, it's nice that they
neutralized.
It's nice that they say that, but once again, they were able to go into Iran, complete a mission, bomb them, and leave unscathed.
Okay, you said go into Iran. Who claimed that they went into Iran? There's no claim that they went into Iran. They went to Iraq and launched from Iraq. They were painted.
Wait, the F-35s didn't go into Iran?
No, they did not go into Iran. They couldn't. There's no way. The only nation, two nations on the planet right now that I can see potentially maybe having a 5% chance of using advanced electronic warfare, hacking, exploitation technology that is built into their aircrafts is both Russia and the U.S. And if they, those countries might have a chance of piercing Iranian air defense systems. Now, when you say, you're in Iraq and you fire up ballistic missiles into Iran and they land, sure, they land. Where do they land? That's the question, because generally they were intercepted by electronic warfare. You know that Iran has from Russia this, I don't know how many, like 40-meter high, multiple units of these antennas that are designed to disrupt enemy and jam enemy radar and enemy communications between their military hardware, like aircraft, 5,000 kilometer radius. And so Iran could disrupt missiles that have just been launched from Israel in Israel. Not even before, they could disrupt them before they even leave Israeli territory. So, it's not as easy as they may make
it. Well, sure, but like when it comes to like signal jamming and all of that shit, like you're saying, first of all, they have to be in the same frequency, and then a lot of them are hard shelled against that kind of frequency jamming. It's not that clear and cut. But I mean, so like, okay, Israel used U.S.-made F-35 stealth fighters in its largest ever strike on Iran.
Pepe, how much does it cost?
And this was October 27th,
F-35 costs about $80 million each unit, right? You can look it up.
I thought it cost more than that.
Yeah, it's about $80 million. So have you ever heard about this Global Hawk? I mean, the Global Hawk drone that actually was shot down in 2019. Are you aware of that Iran managed to shut down?
I don't know, 2019.
So I understand.
Israeli jet fighters entered. F-35 fighters entered Israel.
I understand.
Entered Iran's airspace
But
for the
can I
first
just
time
make
in
my
raids
point?
earlier on Saturday.
American source.
Israeli F-35 entered Iranian
airspace. I don't understand this guy. He doesn't let me make my point. The point is that in 2019.
You made your point.
No, I haven't said my point.
Let him make.
In 200, the drone that was shot down in 2019, it was a surveillance spy drone that Iran managed to use it by using its domestic air defense system, not by S-300 or S-400, by its own domestic air defense system. I put the link in the chat. You can look it up. It was worth 200.
How does this relate to the conversation?
I'm just going to go. I'm just talking about the air defense system of Iran. So they managed to intercept and shot down drones.
Yeah, but we're talking about F-35s, which is
I understand, but this particular drone is a surveillance drone.
Trying to derail the conversation.
No, I'm not trying to derail.
It would be easier if Pepe and Norm couldn't just stay quiet, let Soren finish, then you could review him. And then I would like to hear.
Let me just make my point. My point is very clear. When we're talking about air defense system, there are different types of air defense system for different purposes. So with the case of this surveillance monster Global Hawk, they managed to intercept that in an altitude of 55,000 feet. Imagine, they could do that. And President Trump back then actually thanked Iran because at the same time they could shut down another plane right next to it with the Marines on it. Iran deliberately not target that for the casualties, obviously. And
Did anybody follow this? Like, what are you trying to say?
Because it's the air defense system of Iran. If they want it, and then you're telling me that somehow F-35 managed to get into Iranian territory without being intercepted and shot down, which there's a history of that. They pass through the
the drones are intercepted and caught by.
literally have footage of
This is
Iranian air
surveillance,
defenses
bro. What do you think it's about?
intercepting missiles. We literally have it on footage. Shut the fuck up, everybody. Like, stop denying facts. Like, we have it in footage in Iran, literally intercepting dozens of rockets. What the fuck?
Hey, Soren, are you done?
Yes, we do.
Yes, I'm done.
Okay.
Like, what kind of strike where you deploy over 100 aircraft, and what do you exactly hit? What exactly did you hit?
Percentage-wise, you're barely hitting anything.
Over 100 aircraft, and this is what you have to show.
The F-35 were over Tehran, and we struck at will.
Okay, wait. If they were over
We struck
Tehran,
at will. Yes. Yes.
if they were over Tehran, how come we have videos of the missiles coming in? Wouldn't you see the aircraft alongside those missiles?
They returned without a. Listen, just read the reports. They returned without a scratch.
Of course,
First of all, no one is denying that. The reason they returned without a scratch is because they enter Iranian airspace.
That is incorrect, sir.
All right, provide an American source. Provide a non-Israeli source, please.
There's two in the chat. Let's read
Okay,
it.
two in the chat. No problem. Iranian intel is not an Iranian source.
So they can't enter.
I'm not gonna read a fucking Shah website. I'm not gonna read Shah
Well, you
website.
go ahead, Cynic. You were in the Air Force.
Wires.com. Okay, wires.com.
Cynic, you were in the Air Force, right? You were in the Air Force.
Yeah.
Tell me if I'm wrong. As far as I know, when the U.S. allows nations to buy for example, in this case, the F-35, the nation must let the United States know what for each mission what they are going to do, so that the United States does not expose
the United States.
Wait, hold on. Let me finish. Let me finish. So that the United States, so that the F-35 is not exposed to the Russian S-400.
Dude, we get it. Okay.
Just one thing about
Yes,
this
the United States goes out of its way to make sure that the technology in the F-35 or any of our aircraft or military tech cannot be sold or cannot be replicated. We go
cannot be painted by radar.
We make sure we take a special precaution when it comes down to Israel, because we know that Israel is one of the main countries when it comes down to espionage against the United States.
Right. And in fact, the United States intelligence system is completely integrated with Israel. So it's complete free exchange of information.
That's temporary.
And particularly
It says integrated as Jordan.
And by the way, the sources that Elmore gave, you know what? I have to tell you about this source. Iran International is actually funded by Israel, although it's got the name Iran to it, but it's not about Iran. I understand, but Iran International is the TV which is regarded as a terrorist in Iran. That's not a reliable source.
That's why you know that American source. Give us a Western media respect.
Iran International is a terrorist network registered in Iran because it's funded by
sources. I'll accept Russian sources.
Iran
You don't accept
International
anything because it doesn't matter
I
what
told
you
you, Western respectable sources.
Read the
We all
Institute
know
for the
what
Study of
Western verified.
Read the report. Read the report that I put in. Read the report that I put in.
Norm, the problem is the report contradicts the video.
What report? Okay, do you understand that these reports are going to have to source up, right? So we're going to have to go. We're going to look at these pages that you provide, and we should find as sources. We should find sources. Okay, here we go.
You're in denial.
Here we go.
Iran International is a terrorist TV channel funded by the Zionist regime in Iran. He's registered as a terrorist network.
CNN the same.
Not what Iran International which you put on. I know that channel really well.
Okay.
You
Just
literally
because it's got the name Iran to it, it doesn't mean it's coming from Iran, right? So
We get it, sorry. It's not an Iran.
These are quoting X, quoting Twitter. Okay, let's see, Fox News.
read the
Let's just skip to Fox News because that just got.
what happened? You know what? What I cannot do it is possible. It is possible that the Israeli aircraft sent the missiles outside Iran airspace. There's a possibility. There's a possibility that Israeli aircraft sent the missiles outside Iran airspace.
The
That's
Fox
possible.
News source. Let's read
Okay,
the Fox
let's see what Fox says.
Israel took out 3 of Iran's Russian-made S-300 missile defenses during last week's retaliatory strike against Islamic Republic. Fox News has learned Israel carried out the strategic airstrike on October 26th, marking a significant escalation.
Identical to what I just read, by the way. Keep going.
Okay, so, dude. Okay, what is your claim again?
Keep reading.
Dude, what is your claim?
That the F-35 was in
This guy is a numbnut, dude. It's a numbnut, a special kind of numbnut.
Hold on.
No, he's just a weasel.
Red weasel. Hold on. Norm, your sources.
Israel carried out the strategic airstrike on October 7th, blah, blah, making a significant escalation in the conflict between the two countries during the operation's chosen name, Days of Repentance. The strike targeted critical military infrastructure, delivering both a symbolic and tactical blow to Iran's strategic capabilities following.
So it wasn't a strategic.
The Biden administration was informed about Israel's strike in advance. The target was chosen in an effort to send a pinpoint message to Iran and to degrade its ability to fire ballistic missiles at Israel anytime soon. At the start of the year, Iran only had 4 S-300 surface-to-air missile systems. In April, Israel took out one of the missile systems in response to Iran's first ballistic missiles attack. A senior U.S. official confirmed that airstrike took out the 3 S-300 missile systems. Okay, that's a senior official. Didn't provide a name. The majority of Iran's air defenses was taken out. I mean, Iran's air defenses don't just encompass us.
That's
a stupid point. On an international, I didn't finish.
Yeah, it's a stupid claim.
Finish. On an internal
I
call.
wanted you to. I'm a color.
On an internal call, President Biden's advisor for the Middle East, Amos Hochstein, a Jew, said Iran is essentially naked with no more missile defense. I didn't know Iran only had S-300s. I'm pretty sure Iran has an S.
Israel allowed to go, or wasn't part of this mission? I don't know, because I'm
over 100.
I got something going on. Go ahead.
According to my recollection. But you can read the report.
How many?
Over 100 according to my recollection.
Okay.
You can read the report.
Okay, over 100. Now, each one would carry 2 ballistic missiles. That's 200.
Ballistic missiles? No, dude.
So, ballistic. Not the large ballistic. These are small These are small ballistic missiles. They launch, and the F-35 is going at Mach whatever 1.8.
I think it's cruise missile.
No, I think there might have been ballistic, small ballistic missiles, even cruise missiles. Either way, there were 2 missiles on each plane. How is? Here's my question. Here's my question. How is 200 missiles taking out the entirety of tens of thousands of batteries in Iran? Air defense system of Iran.
So obviously we've learned from the reports. Listen, Edward. Obviously we've learned from the reports that the Israeli F-35s penetrated Iranian airspace, flew over Tehran, and took out Iran's air missile defense. All of them? Who could say that? But clearly it did so from the report. That's my question.
Okay. Do you know what actually happened? The missiles actually did enter Iran's space on that day, but what they did was that apparently they actually shoot their missile from outside Iran airspace, probably somewhere in the Gulf. That's what happened. Yeah, that's also Iran never denied that.
Whatever you say.
But the point is that F-35 did not enter Iran airspace because that's way too risky. That's way too risky for F-35. That's what happened.
You're not even king. You're just
on that day. You're just repeating the earlier claims. Now we don't need to keep repeating ourselves. Yeah. That's it, man. We make ourselves insane every time. I mean, 200 missiles cannot take out, even a small percentage of the. So the F-35 penetrated Iran airspace, correct? No, absolutely not. So it doesn't matter. Even if they penetrated, they still couldn't take out even 2% of the Iranian 100 aircraft, and all you did was pretty much take out. Let's assume what the Fox was. And destroy the whole
Did they put a lot of the F-35s in Israel?
That's on the ground. On the ground, destroyed it. That was group bombs too. They destroyed the F-35s. They would have a banner in the middle of Tehran showing it. I think they destroyed we know where your air bases are. No, they're air bases in it. They hit the air bases. They destroyed them. They didn't destroy F-35.
I'll show you this city.
Yeah, they did not.
You can't even get it right now. I can spell it. It says Weasel Academy.
You can't even spell it.
Oh my God. That was a great one. No, that was freaking fantastic. It was dumb like you.
No, it was a great job.
Guys, let's go.
You notice he's being contradicted, correct?
For the record, with a Looney Tunes. For the record. Anyways, let's go. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Because you start trying to dig
So now you admit that Israel penetrated Iranian airspace.
Iran strikes attacking F-35s. They're hitting an F-35.
What would you like to see?
By the way, at each time Iran attacked Israel, can they fucking kite shut the fuck up? Shut the fuck up. Thank you. I will take that. No problem. Okay.
You're going to take a lot more of it, by the way.
I'll take no more. Don't forget to use that term in front of all your kite brethren. Don't forget to use that term in front of all your kite brethren. Yeah, he's the biggest president. Watch him leave. Oh, wow, you're actually going to stay? Oh, surprising. Where were we? Yes, can someone source up on an F-35 being destroyed in Israel by Iranian strikes? Knowing full well, he left finally. Knowing full well that every strike that Iran conducted against Israel came with a warning. The Iranians let the Americans know ahead of time that they were about to attack Israel. That's just the truth. Now, I'm not necessarily pro-Iranian regime. I'm not going to feed into propaganda. I'm going to feed into facts. Someone provide a source that showcases that Iran actually hit enough. They hit. There are videos where they hit the hangars where the F-35s were stored.
Massive damage.
Not every air base is an F-35 air
No,
base.
but this one is. This one is an F-35 air base.
I'd like to see a source.
Resistance. I'll provide it.
Yeah, I'm going to.
Okay, if you don't mind. See if you can find the video.
Like, if you thought this room was fun because of Norm, then you're insane.
Senate. He's moved down.
Are you sick as well?
I am, yeah.
Dude, I'm sick too. I don't know what the fuck is going on. It's like COVID 2.0 or something.
I know. It's insane. It's insane. I'm like my whole,
I'm dead. I am dead. I've been in bed all day.
I've seen here, and then my eyes and everything,
Never felt this
my whole mind is
bad.
foggy.
I've never felt this bad. I see people wearing masks, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? All this shit is raining down on us once Trump wins an election. I'm serious. It can't be a coincidence.
Yeah. No, it's not a coincidence. The last administration made sure that everything, all the shit, actually is implemented in his administration.
Shut the fuck up, Pajit. Go eat poop. Go fucking fry some poop. Go eat your falafel poop.
Wait, who are you calling Pajit? Bruce is are you talking about Bruce?
Yeah.
No, Bruce is Iranian. And he's not insult Indians.
Tomato, tomato.
What are you up to?
I don't really have anything to say. I'm just multitasking, but I just stayed to moderate. But there's a lot of people in the audience, so I'll try to bring them up. What's the room title about?
Don't worry.
Okay, like
Thanks to Islam. All the accomplishments of the Persian people happened under Islam, by the way. Whether it's literature or whether
I'll put the link in the chat. You can look at it.
That's the truth. Before that, the Iranians were fucking their mothers.
This is the war zone. It says clear pictures of damage of Israeli air base.
Prove me otherwise, Bush. Why don't you come up here and prove it otherwise? Can you show me the scientific accomplishments, the literature, the poetry that took place prior to Islamic Persia? Go ahead.
What?
Other than incest.
It wasn't for Islam.
What do you mean incest? Him steal his son-in-law's girlfriend or something.
No, that's not true.
Go learn what incest is.
You're gonna have to throw her down for being an ignorant colonizer.
She's not. I don't want to throw her down.
Did I hit a nerve? My bad.
I mean, just be factual.
You just have to talk about your priests and everything and the Christian religion.
Literally the Persians were.
Oh, you do, right?
I'm supporting pedophilia. It's just me.
That's not true. I just would never agree.
I mean, what you consider pedophilia in the 7th
why
century.
you're screaming, because you're
I'm not screaming. I'm dealing with an ignoramus that still wants to talk over me. How about you just hop on ChatGPT?
Like, your prophet still fucked a kid. Like,
Hold on. Real quick, Cynic. Hold on, Cynic. We have to deal with this. Hold on, you have to deal with this. Someone like her, I don't respect her opinion. Cause like, even if you're dealing with it in a logical sense of now, like she said, these Israel, 16 is the legal age.
She seems to be a Persian.
Yeah,
but she represents
got Persians first. Why you switching to Israel?
She's not Persian. She's Nigerian.
Fucking worse.
And anybody that's
anybody who fucking brings this argument about pedophilia in the 7th century, just go look up the common ages of marriage in Persian, in medieval Persia. No. Look at the combinations of marriages in ancient Persia, medieval Persia, ancient Roman Empire, medieval Roman Empire. That's all you got to do.
You just have to look at Romeo and Juliet.
Oh yeah, exactly. Or Richard III, or Edward II. Just go look up when these kings got married. Just go. Like, why do y'all fucking embarrass yourselves?
So they are
retards?
trying to normalize pedophilia in America. They're in the National Institute of Health.
Yeah. No, there are.
They're calling them MATs.
You know why? Because it's fucking unreasonable. There is no clear definition of pedophilia, by the way. There is none.
That's what I was saying, because once again, technically, in some of their places, the age is 16. And guess what? Here in New York or in America, as they say, that would be pedophilia.
Hey, I can substantiate my claims. The Persians were fucking their mothers, their fathers, their brothers, their sisters prior to the coming of Islam. The reason this practice ended was because of Islam. Now, if one of you clowns want to challenge me on this one, you could come up and I can source it up for you. Again, not a 6-year-old. He didn't fuck a 6-year-old.
You're talking about those
He consummated at 9, and there are hadith that say 10, so I'm confused now that these clowns want to take hadith as it's an infallible source, as if it's a historical document. But if you're going to do that, let's just be consistent, and you have to include all the hadith as a historical document, which you'll never do, by the way. But I don't mind. I will take that. But at least present the facts of the hadith honestly. So the betrothal at 6, and then consummation at 9. Are you telling me that puberty can't hit a girl at the age of 9?
I don't have an issue
with it. A female can't hit puberty at 9.
Defend that anyway. It doesn't matter. That was his wife.
I don't need to defend anything. This was common practice in ancient times, at the end of medieval times, and even up till the modern times, up till like the 19th century, early 20th century.
Hey, Bruce is on stage. Bruce, you want to go?
Like, I don't need to
So do you want men or not?
No, but Bruce, can you
In the 6th century, yes.
Why? Yeah.
Fuck the 6-year-old according to you and I.
Get the information right.
It's okay because
Get the information right.
you understand that.
Oh my God.
You are saying it's okay to fuck a 6-year-old because that's fucking everything.
Just I don't need him to go on.
You are saying it's okay to fuck a 6-year-old because I just have the fucking everything.
There you go, lying.
Let's let Nick answer. You asked the question.
That's what you're saying, right?
You're just lying.
It's okay.
You just lied.
Listen.
Why are you lying?
Don't be scared.
Why are you lying?
Don't be scared. You are
I'm not
saying.
scared. You're
You are
lying.
saying
Why are you lying?
You are saying
Source up.
the savage
lying.
when a fucking 6-year-old is okay.
You fucking Persian scum. Fucking source up. Stop lying to these people. Let's source up. In the chat, fucking ran.
And then when you source up, Cynic will bring you back up.
They're not going to source up. He's going to lie to people. Fucking show me.
When you source up, bring it back
He
up.
literally says consummated at 9. What does consummation mean? Like, is this guy a retard? Does he not know the difference between a betrothal and a consummation? Does he not know? Does he not know in ancient, medieval, and up till like the 18th century, you could betroth a baby? People would promise, like royalty could promise their unborn child to another aristocrat or something prior to them even being born. They don't know shit like that because
this still happens in the U.S.
Never researched. They don't know what research is.
Big privately owned empires here in the U.S. They do this with their children all the time. And they.
I don't have a problem. What you have to do to avoid a fallacy of presentism is, which he probably doesn't know what the fuck that is to indicate how this was out of the norm in the 7th century. That's what you got to do. Until you're able to do that, then you're a fucking idiot, and you're committing a fallacy called presentism, the fallacy of presentism. Now, if some of you dum-dums don't know what the fallacy of presentism is, go Google it.
Well, I mean, it seems that when he got on stage, the point that he was making was just trying to insult Arabs or say that this is.
Oh, he got insulted because I gave him a truth. I gave him a truth, which Persians used to fuck their parents and they used to fuck their siblings. That's the truth. Prior to Islam. Islam is the reason this phenomenon ended.
Absolutely. It goes back to the Romans. It goes back to the Egyptians. It goes back to
let's not accuse the
Iranians,
Romans of incest. Let's not. No, the Romans didn't normalize incest. The Persians did.
Oh, it stands for minor attracted person. Instead of pedophile, they're calling them minor attracted.
Okay, what's a minor?
A minor.
What's a minor?
A child. In this case,
I don't know. No, that's not what a minor means.
Minor is under 18, right?
I don't know, but that's not an objective figure.
Okay. Instead of using the word pedophile, they're replacing it with the word or the letters MAP, which stands for minor attracted person. Somebody who's attracted
that
to
actually
children.
is more indicative of the subjectivity of the term. Yeah. Because the whole pedophilia, it has no objective sense. It literally has nothing. So you could, is a 17-year-old has every 17-year-old not hit puberty? Or has that shown signs of maturity? Physical maturity?
Yeah, that would be pedophilia.
How about every 16-year-old? So why is it 18? What is the objective science behind the age 18?
The UK tried to bring it down to 12.
France, I could swear to God, France was like 13 not that long ago.
Up to the mid-2000s, Canada was like 13 or 14. They changed it after 9/11 because everybody...
But you know who you're dealing with fucking American cunts? It's a 250-year-old nation. Because that's who you're dealing with. So everything in America, but the problem is Bruce isn't an American, but he's fucking probably sitting in Irvine somewhere.
I think in Utah, I know this was true back in late 90s, early 2000s, because I've seen the whole documentary on TV. I think it was on 2020. I don't know if anybody remembers that show. Very credible. Every Friday night. It was like 60 minutes. A guy married a 10-year-old girl, and this 10-year-old girl grew up, and she became the prosecutor of the county, believe it or not. But they have her on video when she was 10 saying, I want to, and I am willing, my own free will to marry this, man in his 40s or 50s. This happened in Utah in the 2000s, early 2000s.
This is how it was. We can show you workers. We can show you people in the 19th century, 3-year-olds working and literally conducting themselves as adults, earning a paycheck, jumping down chimneys, cleaning them up. I'm sorry, the West has turned people at a young age into zombies. And you lose over a decade of your life being fed propaganda in schools that literally don't educate anybody, don't provide any actual skills, nothing. What a waste of fucking time. They make it act like your 20s are your prime. Nah, man, it's your teens.
Yeah, teens and 20s now it's not your prime. I mean, the school systems have been so dumbed down in America. We can't actually. There was a report we're not even able to compete on the world stage when it comes to education.
But the problem is, do you see any of these Persian or Hindu clowns go around and make these arguments against Jews, against kikes? No, you won't. You won't see them make any of these arguments against kikes. When we pull out from the Talmud 3 years old, when we pull out the 6 years old, when when we pull out from the Romans 6 years old, when we pull out from the Catholic Church 7 years old. No, they don't make a comment. You don't see them going to the Catholics. You don't see them going to the Jews. You don't see them going to medieval Europe. Nope, none of that. Only the Muslims, because they are so desperate to get anything to stick on us.
Well, being the fastest growing religion and about to surpass Christianity, it is to them the a major threat. Do you know Cynic?
Just quickly, anybody ChatGPT incest in the Sassanid Empire?
I don't want to.
Common practice
among
Zoroastrians in the Sassanid Empire. Common practice.
Hey, John. Okay.
Is a type of pastime that has been historically practiced since before conquest of Persia. Here you go. There's even a Wikipedia page on this. Fuck if these guys know their own history, man.
True, actually. What happened before, Islam came to Persia, that's actually true. And sadly, the incest was a practice among the royal family and also the Zoroastrian monks were extremely, have the higher say in politics and everything. And that was one of the reasons that, quite contrary to the Persia, with Romans, battles, with the case of Muslims, they actually literally after initial Qadisiyya, they actually embraced Islam for the right reason. Many of also at that time Persians actually went and embraced Prophet Muhammad as well, like Salman Farsi. I don't know if you guys know about Salman Farsi. He was actually one of the Sahaba. So people embraced that Islam, but yeah, it's true. Sadly, that's a part of the history.
The Persians were happy that they didn't have to send their children in the thousands in droves fighting pointless wars against a fucking Roman Empire.
Yeah.
They got them nothing.
Yeah, true.
So yeah, of course they were happy for Islam. Not only that, but they finally got to end this pseudo tradition. So it's a ridiculous tradition, and also other things. Zoroastrianism didn't make sense to a lot of people. A lot of people who were Zoroastrian by name alone. It was mainly like a practice that was limited to like aristocrats, like high class, the high class in the Sassanid Empire. So the peasants knew about Zoroastrianism, but they didn't really participate in the rituals.
And there was a different sect, like Mazdakism, was another sect of Zoroastrianism was exist. I mean, there were some certain rituals that's problematic, but one of the rituals that's still problematic is actually still exercised, believe it or not, because some of the Zoroastrians actually now they reside in south of India, called Gujarat. They call themselves Parsis, and they one of the problematic, I would call rituals they had when someone died, passed away. They left the bodies on the top of the mountains for the birds to be eaten. So you can imagine that practice was also a common practice among the Zoroastrians in Iran for I think almost 50 years ago. So yes, there were some rituals that it was Islam came in and actually says no, you're not supposed to do that, and that's a fact. Yeah. Sadly, it's a part of the history.
So the King of Jordan is meeting with Trump. He's coming down to meet with them. Anyone hear this?
Yeah. We're not so sure about this.
Trump, he thinks he can bully everybody. Like, bro, there's red lines even in the Arab world. Yeah, I don't think you could do this macho stuff with us. They're not going to jeopardize their own national security for your sake, Trump. Regardless of how much of a persona you feel is necessary to maintain credibility. Which he's claiming that, you need to substantiate this persona because I'm going to benefit you using this. You're not going to benefit us once you render 2 million Palestinians refugees. Yeah, we're going to lose any legitimacy we have in the Arab Islamic world. And you're going to make us look like traitors. So forget about attacks in Israel. You're going to start seeing attacks in Jordan and in Egypt.
If Gazans are displaced you will see attacks coming from Africa, from Southeast Asia, Afghanistan, Pakistan, using missiles and drones. And that's what you're going to see. Small targets.
If you think 2 million Palestinians are rendered refugees in the Sinai or in Jordan, and they're not brought back, what do you think the result of that is going to be?
Like you said, they're gonna fire back at Israel. I mean,
no, they're not going to fire back at Israel. If I'm a refugee Palestinian and the Jordanian or Egyptian government promised me something and they didn't fulfill, I'm going to attack them.
Yeah, that is definitely a threat that Egypt is taking seriously. Jordan especially. I mean, forget it. You bring in 2 million.
And motherfucker, look what I did to Israel. I can do worse to the Egyptian military. By the way, the Sinai is full of dissidents for the Egyptian military. There was literally a whole campaign that went on for at least 3 years with Ansar Beit al-Maqdis, the champions of Jerusalem, practically, if I have to translate the name. I'll give you combat footage over like an hour and a half, actually maybe 3 hours. Fucking Egyptian military getting clapped.
Iraq is building up its military forces, and the UN ambassador to Israeli ambassador to the UN, Danny Dano, said that he believes the biggest threat is in the next war would be coming with Egypt, because they are building up their military.
Egypt is blackmailing the West. The only reason Egypt doesn't engage in any direct attack with Israel is because they are getting paid not to do so. So the only way Egypt maintains its leverage against the United States, so they keep getting paid the $150 billion, is that they showcase that they are actually a legitimate threat to Israel. So they have to do this. The Egyptians have to maintain a military status that threatens Israel existentially. They have to. And Egypt has enough artillery alone, that can literally wipe Israeli cities off the map. You cannot intercept artillery with Iron Dome.
No, good artillery and good artillery commanders win wars.
Artillery wins wars, period.
Yeah, it does. Well, yeah, I mean, as long as you have trained people that are doing it, that's what I'm saying. Good artillery commanders combined with artillery, that wins wars. That's the whole core of your military right there. It should be. Now, did Israel use much artillery in Gaza? I don't think
they did use artillery. I told you they didn't. They used.
No, I don't think they didn't use much of it.
I believe they did. I don't know exactly how much, but I literally saw footage of artillery, just indiscriminate firing of artillery into Gaza. That dinosaur, you remember that fucking dinosaur guy in a dinosaur suit running around and making a meme? No, that was artillery.
So Ukraine used artillery very well against the Russians.
They used the fucking Hermes. What are they called?
Those are the drones and the missile.
No. There's an artillery that exclusive to the United States that they gave them. I forgot what it's called. That's long range. What is it called? American artillery. Ukraine. You don't know what I'm talking about?
I didn't pay attention to the type of artillery.
American long range artillery. That's a specific name.
You know what makes the howitzer special?
That's
not the howitzer.
No, I know that's Swedish. I'm saying that's artillery. Do you know what makes it different, or is it different, or is it just because it's
HIMARS?
HIMARS is artillery?
Isn't it? It's artillery.
Is it? Wow.
It's like a hybrid. What gives them the extra range? HIMARS. Yeah, it's classified as artillery.
Interesting.
I guess you could say it's I don't know. I'm sure it is. It's considered that way. Here, let me chat GPT it. It's not HIMARS. Because Russia was completely against the HIMARS system being used. HIMARS is the HIMARS system classified as artillery. I don't know why I can't say artillery. I don't know. Look. Yeah, it is. It's classified. Yep. It's like this hybrid system. I'm not part of no artillery division, but well, yeah, they are. It's like a hybrid. It has like an initial launch system, and then like after it gets to a specific range, and then it's like dead drop. Well, yeah, it's probably the longest range out there. It's a disaster for the Russians, this system. Because there's really no way to intercept this shit. Which is weird, you know, you would think the United States would give the Ukrainians all they need to win this war, but no. It's just a weapons testing ground, seriously. It's a reinforcement of NATO by creating a hostile Russia and pretty much building up, you know, forcing the Russians to build up their military capacity in a way that threatens Europe to justify NATO, which is pretty much to justify American hegemony over Europe. That's all this is. It's not about Ukraine. It's about just justifying NATO. You know who started all this? Trump. Trump was the one who threatened to pull out of NATO. And after that, he started a ripple effect.
Oh, I was on mute. I didn't realize it. I was agreeing with you, and I was saying you should look up the howitzer. That is a pretty amazing artillery weapon.
Oh, American equipment is just.
Well, I think it was developed by Sweden makes it, but the U.S. also makes it. So does Germany.
Howitzer. I thought howitzer was German.
Howitzer. Oh, it's German. So it could be fired it could be used as artillery, and then the angle could be lowered and shot off as a cannon, and it has sniper-like precision up to 40 kilometers. That's insane. That's insane. And they're guided.
That's very impressive. They're guided.
Yeah. Self-propelled. Yeah.
But what is going on now with Canada and the U.S.? I think I just read an article. The economy minister of Canada says what Trump did, she referred to it as economic warfare.
We put 25% tariffs on Canada and Mexico.
So
he's trying to weaken both economies.
But apparently she's going after Europe too. I mean, and he says Europe is out of line. So
He's going after all the allies.
And he's trying to weaken. I mean, the U.S. is being weakened, and he wants to weaken everybody else and make them capitulate to whatever his demands are.
But is it fair to say that maybe the world order as we knew in the past, like after the Second World War, is going to change or maybe evolve?
Of course, that's why he's globalized. BRICS is a major threat, and that's why he's doing it. He's trying to establish dominancy, and it's not working the way it used to work. Less people are using the U.S. dollar. The global South has a lot more influence. Companies are more diverse. They don't want to be just U.S. companies. They want to be, global powerhouses, which means they have to set up manufacturing headquarters, R&D, in global South nations. So the world.
When the COVID actually started, now the U.S. position is very clear. The States was just a lab job. I mean, obviously that's what they said publicly. It's a lab-made virus. That's what the White House's spokesperson said the other day. And it's actually started after the Trumps introduced the tariffs to China. So
they introduced tariffs back in its British term. I mean, China can't sell any of their hybrid cars or electric cars in America. They're like the world's largest hybrid and electric car manufacturers in the world. They can't sell, the U.S. can't sell any high-end microchips to China. They're in a trade war, big time.
Let him live stream it. Just showcase his kike retardness. If he wants to live stream that, go for it.
Wait, what are you talking about?
I don't know, some guy's like, hey, some guy is live streaming or something. Like, fine, go for it.
that's Alan Watts.
Showcase how retarded kikes are. Delusional. Anyway. Turn it into a meme, go for it. I looked up into how it's apparently goes all the way back to like 17th century, Holy Roman Empire, modern day iterations, Germany, United States. So I don't know.
I think Sweden made it famous, and then it was copied by Germany and all these companies. Because I know Sweden was making it because they were years ago in the 90s sending it to.
I couldn't find Sweden at all in my search. But
I gotta look it up. I remember seeing a report in the 90s where they were sending it to Israel, and they're pro-Palestinian for the most part. And so somebody went and a couple of people went and destroyed the Howitzer factory in Sweden.
You understand there's a lot of us in Sweden, right?
Oh yeah, Sweden, Denmark, Norway. Yeah. These are the countries. I don't want to.
Okay, they do have a history.
So you want to look up something really cool about Sweden? In GPT, type in Swedish-made fighter jet.
Oh, I know they have one of the best,
hasn't been used in combat.
Durability and flexibility.
Yeah. And ease of use for training.
Yeah.
Very simple. One of the best in the world.
I'd say one of the best non-stealth aircraft out there.
Yeah, they're working on the stealth one now. Stealth is not that important.
It's not. It's just it's actually going to become obsolete.
It is obsolete.
I believe.
You shoot a radar at a stealth aircraft. You easily get their signature by computer. It's analyzed instantly, and that's done. You get the signature. The stuff is over.
Yeah.
The stealth bullshit is bullshit. And the F-35 is one of the besides the F-35 that we have here, which was fixed, but the rest of the F-35s,
I think the future is going to be stealth plus decoys, so they're going to have like these mini drones, decoys that pop out.
The aircraft.
Yeah, that fire off all the anti-air. They get hit, and then
that's sixth. So probably seventh generation, where you're going to have a pilot and an aircraft where he controls 100, 500, or 1,000 other, aircraft, smaller, but they're drones that carry the.
You don't need to control them, just like fire them off somewhere into the enemy territory, wherever they'll get intercepted by the anti-air, and then use that as cover for you to move in.
Yeah, but you'll be able to control them. So
Why do you need to control them? You just need them to get intercepted. You can program them to escape or dodge or do basic maneuvers.
Turkey is talking about skipping the 6th generation and moving to the 7th generation fighter.
They got it. They got the right idea. They got the wingman whole tech thing going on.
You want to see it?
Like a drone that goes in, analyzes like the environment for you, like does all the, without jeopardizing the pilot at the beginning, and also like someone to help you dogfight if it ever came down to that. So they got the right idea. Just Turkey needs investments. That's what it needs.
Yeah, I mean, you could do anything with drones, though. This is a whole new avenue for warfare. You could make drones. Jesus.
Baptizer.
What's going on?
Oh, is that you? Oh, you got clicked or something. Dude, speak up.
Wait, that's not Baptizer.
That's not him.
JH. I'll bring up JH as long as you gave myself.
JH, keep your penis in your pants.
Sound like your wisdom teeth were taken out.
Yeah, where those things going, man?
Hello, JH. How are you?
I'm not too good, man. Things are pretty bad. One of my good friends passed away.
Okay. I went to the store.
Is he Muslim?
No.
My condolences.
He's on the news. He passed away a while ago, but just tomorrow's his actual funeral and everything. So I'm just a bit sad. He was on the news, man. He's the 17-year-old basketball player from Philadelphia.
You're sad because he died, or he died while not being a Muslim?
Brother, it's still living life, right? Regardless of being Muslim.
What happened? Why was he on the news?
He's a basketball player, right? He's young. And, things just caught up to him. We could just go look at it. He got shot, man.
The thing was, he
got shot. Oh, he is.
Let's not say that. That's why that passed away. But,
feel free, you guys can go and check it. Like there's no story.
Yeah, my condolences. That is sad.
We call him the Joker, he's the guy in my profile picture. We call him Joker.
How are your studies going?
Man, I'm still fighting the cases. So I'm no time for any studying right now.
Why does this Edward sound different than our regular Edward? Is it different Edward?
It's been cold. It might be just cold.
I am sick. I'm sick.
Edward, you're being accountable.
Yes. Yes, I am.
You want to help me file taxes?
No, I only work with those that make minimum 200,000 a year or more.
You want to run practice?
I used to. I had my own practice, but not anymore. I'm with the government now.
Is running your own practice a headache?
Yes, it is, because people do not understand how to manage their money, and they expect you to, go along with what they're doing. And when you tell them you can't file taxes this way, and you can't claim this, and I'm not signing off on this, they get very upset. It's hard business.
And it's drug related, clearly. People just want to cap people for no reason.
How do you make these tremendous accounting? What's the best route to go down?
Consulting, advising. Looking at somebody's company and showing them where they're lagging behind others, where they're where their money's going. A lot of the business owners don't know where their money's going.
People are willing to pay for this. Like, how do I go to a random small business and tell them this?
You got to learn how to do it first.
Have you watched the series called Ozark?
Yeah, a little bit. I haven't watched all of it. It's about money movement.
That's a good way to start.
The drug show.
Yep.
It's good. I got bored of it though.
Yes, Ford's
Couldn't finish it.
Okay, so listen,
Listen, I can't. There's 1,001 ideas out there. There's more ideas for you to choose from. The biggest rarity is implementation. Standing up and saying, "This is what I want to do," and fulfilling the promise.
Look, right now the IRGC is hiring for accounting position.
Yeah.
I got this guy thinks the IRGC is hiring foreigners.
I just told you. I literally just gave me advice. I said, ideas are a dime a dozen. There are so many ways to make money. It's just finding something that resonates with you, and actually going through with it. That's where 99.99% of people fail. They do not go through and see it to the end.
When you filed taxes for high net worth people, like
I did advisory services. That's where I made more money. Taxes.
So how did you reach out to people? Like, how did you decide? Like, why did they decide to choose you?
I was on LinkedIn. I posted on LinkedIn, and they contacted me. I had a whole sales funnel for them to teaching them about advisory, how it works, why they need it, how it makes them more money, and then by the time they go through the whole email sequence, text message sequence, and then I invite them to make an appointment. And then those that make an appointment, I speak to. Those that don't, go back to my
financial accounting for Hamas. We're doing accounting for Hamas. Doing accounting for Hamas.
You guys, I got my own plans. I have my own plans. My money, I make my money. As I say, I'm always making my money. I work for the government, but I have my own.
You go to shop, bro. Come on, share knowledge, bro. You're gonna die with that. Listen, I'm trying to increase my network in the X6. And I have some fraudulent things that may possibly get it, but I want to make ethical money.
Get a job, you need a year's worth of experience, and then apply for a government job.
I worked at a firm called PwC. What happened?
Law firms are hard.
Yeah, obviously he knows PwC. PwC is worldwide.
Like penis going out of grease.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I was gonna apply for an accounting position for the IRGC. I have my first round interview with them.
Hello, Dean. Salam alaikum. That's it, Dean. I think.
I'd rather see some money, bro.
I can't help you. You gotta find something that resonates with you. You want to make money. There's thousands and hundreds of thousands of ideas out there.
When you ran your business, what was the best business that you found? Oh shit, this makes a shit ton of money.
No. I mean, accounting. If you're an accountant and you're an advisor, yeah, you make a shit ton of money. You can make $1 million a year after like 3 or 4 years. If you have your systems right, if you have your marketing done right, everything is automated. Yeah, you can make a shit ton of money.
What if I pay you to trade me? Can you trade me?
No, because I'm not in that business anymore.
Why? You want to make money or what?
I'm making money in other ways, and I want a government job because I'm using it as a stepping stone for other things. So I have a whole plan laid out. No, because I don't. You know, my end goals. My end goals are nothing you would be interested in. I'll put it to you that way.
Well, your end goal is to rob the fucking bank or something.
No, everybody's different. You have your own.
You're trying to swing some government contract?
Well, you could go into like government contracting in terms of being a contractor for the government, picking out a niche, that you could provide services or products to the government, and people make it big that way too.
Yes, I'm Canadian. How do I get into the US?
Well, Canadian has the same thing though. You could do it in Canada.
You make a lot of money in Canada.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you do. I think people that make money in Canada like that. You can become a vendor for the Canadian government, and then start bidding. If you're a minority, your name, your bids have more weight. If you have a disability, your bids have more weight. There's a lot of things. Huh?
What if you're retarded?
If you're retarded, you can't really handle the business anyways.
I'm starting off myself in business. I'm sure get like. I have some friends and family that will trust me. No. The way you get clients is first you got to first find the proper software that would help you, do the taxes and do the advisory part. And then you have to set up, and you can find it online. How to set up an accounting sales funnel. Go through YouTube, how to set up an accounting sales funnel. How to automate an accounting sales funnel. Put that on YouTube. You have tons of videos.
So you're the accountant.
No, that's it. I'm telling you, go to YouTube and put these keywords in. How to set up, how to automate an accounting sales funnel, or how to automate an accounting advisory sales funnel.
What do you do with all your clients?
I transfer them to another firm.
Why? You sell it or what?
No, I just transferred.
That's just my firm. Fuck.
It doesn't work that way. You have to have experience.
Go out. How do you think I have?
Okay, I'm gonna go through these videos. Learn how to set up sales funnels to attract businesses, small businesses. Learn what are the top 100 ways that you could save the average business money. Look these things up.
I'm sure AI course like AI to make that stuff for you.
Yeah, so I was telling you, when I Google on YouTube and put in how to automate an accounting advisory sales funnel, and there'll be a ton of videos that will show you how to incorporate AI and how to set up so it's automated.
What did they talk?
Yeah, that's well. That's one of the services I offer. And that's a good one.
What do you insure as a part-time CFO for something called Finalytics? I don't know if you heard about it.
So if you want to make decent money actually right now, a company that's hiring nationwide, they got great benefits. It's called My Part-Time CFO LLC. They work with nonprofits exclusively, and you start off like $80,000 a year at least.
$250,000.
You'll go up there very quickly, though. I mean, they move you up the ladder very fast because they're trying to grow offices everywhere. Canada? Are they in Canada? I don't remember if they're Canada or not. Honestly.
I'm trying to connect with you on LinkedIn.
speak with her.
No, I don't give my there's no I don't give my number out. There's no reason. Well, I will when I have my Telegram set up, I'll give you my Telegram. I have that downloaded. I got it register. If I send you my business page, or you what? If I send you my business website, are you gonna fuck up my reviews? Of course not. I would do that to anybody. I would never do that. And if somebody does that, you could take legal recourse against them, actually.
By the way, Alan is live streaming already. I don't know if that's 100% true, but Alan is already live streaming this whole call. Read the fucking comments.
Alan, where are we going? I mean, are we on YouTube? Are we on Facebook?
Check it out.
Oh, that's Edmund. So it's probably going all over.
I don't know why you get this. I don't know why you find my room at this thing.
I'll make a room just to ready.
Yeah.
Kick myself.